I actually think Bloodbraid Elf is the more powerful card in the format overall. I think Bloodbraid Elf just does what you want to be doing in Modern more than Jace does on average. This hand just explores kind of a ramp spell, but this hand doesn't have a way to make a cheap creature, even though it has a polymorph, so I think I'm gonna mulligan. Because Explorer's not a guaranteed ramp spell. God, these fucking Emrakuls. Am I keeping this? I think I'm keeping this. I'm gonna bottom a non-land here. I'm keeping this in bottom. Does wine have any additional bugs beyond the normal Windows bugs? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I've encountered. But I don't do everything on Magic Online. Like, I don't draft. So, like, if there's issues drafting, I don't know that. You want some crackers? Can you get your bowl? Go get your bowl, please. Alright, hopefully we just run off running lands here. That's such a tilt. There's 26 lands in our deck. So, missing a land there after, like, scrying bottom and drawing an extra card feels really terrible. It's actually pretty unlucky. Hopefully we just hit a blue source and get to do this. Temple Garden Bogles? Is in fact Bogles, okay. So, Breeding Pool, blue source. We hit a blue source this turn, we're gonna be in a great spot. Alright, probably gonna be a little slow now. That's really unfortunate. This matchup's probably not bad for us on average. They don't really have a good way to interact with a lot of what we're doing. So for those that weren't here yesterday, this token says Defender on it, but this plant can actually attack. This is a graphical bug on Magic Online. It makes a 0/1 plant. The plant that this makes does not have Defender. Well, we kind of win. Like, with the Spirit Mantle now, like, they could just kill us, right? Just, like, attack through the Emrakul and kill us, potentially. God, that's so unreal. That's so unreal. What a joke. Decklist needs to be updated. Thank you. Do that now. That was just like maximum tilt unlucky, right? Just like 26 lands, drew 2 extra cards, didn't find a third land. Draw a second Emrakul. At least we're having fun, right? Do I want Chalice in this matchup? Do I want Chalice in this matchup? It feels like this might be a Chalice matchup, right? That's probably fine. Probably buys us a lot of time. I just don't want the beat. I guess the Batterskulls are kind of slow. They probably don't have much impact on the game. I think that's it. No, I think your deck would have to have a pretty terrible Bogles matchup to consider running a card as narrow as that. So we just need like a creature land or a token maker for this hand to be great. Yeah, I agree. I think Chalice is probably too slow on the draw. Yeah, Back to Nature is more narrow though, right? Like, at least Fracturing us has applications against like Affinity and his applications against Affinity and a Lantern, whereas like Back to Nature is like exactly whatever. And those are the games you just got to shake them off. Like, that game doesn't mean this deck is good, bad, or otherwise. That was pretty genuinely unfortunate, right? gonna play this out. So, Khalni Garden, Mutavault, and Blinkmoth will all put an Emrakul into play here. We have 10 draws that put a dork into play. The long pause while the opponent reads Proteus Staff. What's going on here? Yeah, staff is 2U to activate. No, we do not play Dryad Arbor because you can polymorph into Dryad Arbor. So you don't want a Dryad Arbor in your deck. You don't want a Dryad Arbor in your deck. That's a straight Dryad Arbor's a quick trip to Sad Town. Yeah, quick. Only tokens and creature lands. We also have a bunch of live draws that allow us to put an Emrakul into play 2 turns from now, which, having been on the play, is probably good enough for us. If you're playing from the Vault Dryad Arbor, you thought you couldn't buy Oh, the daggers. Oh, the daggers. Yeah, but there's lots of games where you don't fetch it out and you just like have tokens and not fetch lands. This deck actually only plays 4 fetch lands, so that seems like a needless risk. Jacob, inside voice. Inside voice. I know SpongeBob's exciting, but inside voice. Use land grant. Come on, opponent. Oh, random moto opponents being super slow. I think we spend more time waiting for my opponents to play Magic Online than we spend for me to play Magic Online. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna make a 3/3, right? See, I mostly hate losing to Bogles, so like a lot of the decks I play tend to have good Bogles matchups, so I haven't minded the fact that there's been an uptick in Bogles. If that's his inside voice, what's his outside voice? Asking the real questions. All right, and it doesn't look like they have a path here, because if they had a path, they would have pathed it on their turn and killed the Garruk, right? Or not. At least Bogle players consistently make questionable plays. We've got that going for us. We've got that going for us. I don't know why you wouldn't just like, it's not like using the staff cost me a card. Sure, thank you, I guess. Thanks. Oh no, please don't kill my Garruk. How will I ever recover? Emrakul blocks Slippery Bogle very efficiently, ain't that the truth? I'm gonna fire this up so we hit for lethal next turn. We played, you should watch the videos from yesterday, Growl Me Harder. We actually had both Garruks in the deck list from yesterday, and Garruk Wildspeaker was much better. Garruk Relentless is very mediocre in Modern because his fight doesn't kill a lot of things and he always dies to lightning bolts. So, and there's more lightning bolts in the format now than there were previously. Alright, so I'm cutting that. I just like bringing in these. Is that reasonable? Just like bring the third beast within and some negates. It's fine. I can see these Batterskulls being fine too, but I kind of just want cheaper cards. I'm gonna do that. This hand doesn't have a Polymorph card in it yet, but it's got a lot of other reasonable stuff. Negate can, like, protect from Path, but I guess you're right that, like, Negate is very similar, right? Read Polymorph, and then think about Spirit Guide. Read Polymorph, and then think about your Spirit Guide. I always love playing decks like this that have like that weird deck building restriction like this deck does, because people are always like suggest really random terrible cards, and it's like you need to think about the deck building restriction that we have, and then you'll understand why the card you just suggested is terrible. You need to think about the deck building restriction that we have, and then you'll understand why the card you suggested is awful. We can be set up to kill them next turn, right? So I'll get a 4. Jacob, hold on. Don't grab Dead's hand, please. I'm gonna get Utopia Sprawl in here. Pick blue. Then I'm gonna go ahead and explore. Put this Mutavault out. Well, that's unfortunate. And then next turn, if we don't draw the Emrakul, we get to put an Emrakul into play. So hopefully they don't have the protection from creatures enchantment. Hopefully they don't have the protection from creatures enchantment. So we have Search for Tomorrow on suspend right now. So we're gonna get to floop that into play next turn. So if we don't draw the Emrakul, we get to put an Emrakul into play. If we don't draw the Emrakul has been called, right? Which almost certainly means we're gonna draw the second one, right? That's the danger of drawing the first. We then draw the second.
We'll do the next one.
We might have to end the stream early if we... What? You want to watch Paw Patrol toys? Hold on. I'm searching. I don't think you want to splash another color in this deck. I think the deck having good mana is kind of the appeal to it, but I could see a world where just like playing Through the Breach as a backup plan, just like playing 4 Emrakuls is good. The Through the Breaches are a little bit worse with like our Terastodon Iona plan, but I could see like playing a Mountain and a Stomping Ground and playing Through the Breach. I could see that being okay. Through the Breach should Emrakul in order to jump block. Alright, so we're going to 9 here. So if our opponent has the protection from creatures enchantment, we could die next turn. Yeah, kinda. I mean, you just get to Terastodon people that are trying to Wrath of God you. Or potentially Iona them, depending on like what deck they're playing. Yeah, I don't know. Terastodon's just like really good at what it does. Like, really good. Like, putting Terastodon into play and like killing 2 of their Tron pieces and getting us a 9/9 and a 3/3 is like exceptional. Yeah, it could be double queuing, or they just like are doing anything else while they're also playing Magic. Opponent's down 7 minutes on clock right now, which is really annoying. So let's try to not draw the second Emrakul here. Skillfully. We're going to skillfully not draw the second Emrakul. God bless us, everyone. Alright, hopefully they don't have some kind of sideboard tech for resolved Emrakul here, and hopefully they don't protection from creatures and kill us. That gives flying, but Emrakul has flying. I guess if they draw a Daybreak Coronet, they get +4/+4. Hey, what's wrong with your arm? Oh, your arm is stuck? There you go. Please be cycling Horizon Canopy here. Okay, another core. Oh, they're just like gearing up to try and live through this attack. That's cute. Is that a Digimon on my shirt? No, it's a Batman logo, I think. I don't know, Christy bought it. Emrakul can jump, right? So they're gonna lose 6 permanents, and then they can block the Emrakul, and then hopefully Nissa plus Beast Within can keep us from dying on the backswing. I actually have Mutavault too. So we have a lot of ways to not die in the backswing, which is nice. Wouldn't mind, wait. What? I'm not missing anything, right, chat? This is just typical Bogle player making typical Bogle player play. I'm not missing anything, right? Name a card that gets me. This is a typical Bogle player making a Bogle player play, right? Blessed Alliance costs 2 and doesn't affect blockers. Well, now they can't block, so they're dead. Trigger. Trigger. Come on, opponent. Can you stop wasting our time, please? It's really rude. Alright. We're 1-0 with blue-green polymorph here in our competitive modern league, which I'm pretty sure means our deck's competitive. This is a competitive league. They don't let you enter competitive leagues with decks that aren't competitive. That would just be silly, right? Hope everyone's having a great Friday night. Hanging out, playing Magic here. My name's Jeff Hoagland. We stream Magic on this channel every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons. If you're enjoying what you see, make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, bags. They do all sorts of stuff there. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronics and you. Anoronics would like to remind you to hit that follow button if you're enjoying what you see. At any rate, our second match is popped here, so let's head on down. Sand's great. Could use something to do on turn 2, but like we have turn 3 Garruk into turn 4 Polymorph for Emrakul. Hey, JJ Shaboobadoo with that Twitch Prime support. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. I really appreciate that. Like I said, my subscribers are the reason I'm able to do this as often as I do. So thank you for that. Could be Infect, could be a really bad hand out of Affinity. Makes me think Infect though, that we just did that and didn't do anything. Hey, Z3 Zeratos with that Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. Welcome. Hey, Pingu Joe with that Twitch Prime. Thank you everyone. I appreciate that. Y'all are the best. They are in fact playing Affinity. Okay. Weird. Oh, nope, not that one. This one. Make a 3/3, pass the turn here. Make an Emrakul next turn, ideally. So, they could kill my Garruk here, but it's going to take their lands to do it. Yeah, hopefully they're just dead to this Emrakul. Hopefully they're just dead to this Emrakul. Hey, Odd SA97. Thank you for that brand new $4.99 a month subscription. I appreciate that. Ooh, that's scary. That represents Galvanic Blast. That could blow out our Polymorph here. That being said, I think we're still just going for it. You want to watch Truck Toys? I'm searching right now. Truck Toys. Sorry, chat. Hold on. There needs to be Truck Toys on my TV. Opponent's still deep in the tank here, apparently. Long pause logging into Jeff's stream, right? Find out if they need to hold up the Galv Blast or not. Hopefully this is them animating this. Yeah. Okay, sweet. We're gonna lose this. Guys. Your mother's gonna be home soon and then she's taking you upstairs. I love you all, but... Alright, well there's no reason not to attack here, right? So we'll get our damage in. And we'll flip an Emrakul into play. Floop it. Floop the pig into play. This is my pig. She's real big. Floop it louder. Floop it louder. Can we die to this cranial plating? What if they put the cranial plating on the ink moth? Do I have to block? I might have to block, right? How big is this thing gonna be? I think I'm gonna have to block this. I think I'm supposed to block it, right? Am I supposed to block here? I feel like I'm supposed to block just to take more permanents off the table. I think I just want maximum number of permanents. Like, if I'm Annihilator 6ing them every turn, they're not gonna win. So I think this is fine. Just like turn Emrakul into a 7/7. Opponent was just getting information and then conceded. All right, that's fair. Dismember and Beast Within both seem great. Jace and Batterskull seem slow. Does that seem reasonable? This matchup, the deck we played yesterday had a Creeping Corrosion in the sideboard, so I could see possibly wanting that kind of effect for this matchup, like wanting some way to interact with affinity creatures faster. What is the function Batterskull? Batterskull is just a good grindy value card that also acts as a combo piece with our polymorphs. So it's a repeatable card advantage engine. Like, we're a ramp deck too, right? Like, our deck has 26 lands plus a bunch of ramp cards in it. So like, we get to 8 mana a lot of games. Yeah, on the play, we'll probably bring in Chalice. I agree. Chalice on the play seems great. Slide it out there on 0. Well, they did keep a hand without anything in it last game, right? This hand's pretty good. It's got a pretty fast polymorph with creature land. Got a ramp spell as well. The purpose of Batterskull is obviously to equip to Emrakul. Duh. The real lines. Vault Scourge, sure. Yep. See what kind of disruption they have this game? Yeah, I'd imagine they're gonna have. I guess they could just have a fast affinity hand too, right? There's not guaranteed disruption. Yep, it's an Arcbound Ravager. Yep, that's pretty good. Don't see how we're beating Burn without Batterskull and Emrakul. We've got Ionas. Iona's the key to beating Burn. It's fine. So I'm gonna Beast Within the Cranial Plating this turn, and then next turn I play Garruk Wildspeaker, make a 3/3, and then Polymorph it the following turn. This deck plays 4 copies of Khalni Garden. Yes, we can in fact have 4 copies of Khalni Garden in our deck. They are literally truck toys on your TV. Yeah, this is just a good affinity draw out of our opponent. They have another payoff here. We're almost certainly dead. Just within the cranial plating here. They could have a counterspell of some sort here. They felt like they were like diddling and undiddling mana and like not quite sure what they want to do. And they probably don't sack this to the Arcbound Ravager because they probably just would rather have a 3/3. Yeah, Christy's at work. Her meeting was supposed to be done usually by 6 at the latest, so she should be home in another 15 minutes at most. You don't need to play out Garruk next turn. I don't have to, but I can. Oh, you think I should just hold Beast Within up? That's fair. I could just hold up Beast Within. I kind of like that idea. Just like go Treetop Village pass. Yeah, Beast Within gives the token to whoever permanent you blow up. Yeah, this card would be cracked in half if it all. This card would be an auto staple in every green deck in Modern if it destroyed something and gave you a 3/3 always. So, yeah, I guess I kind of just want to hold up. I kind of just want to Beast Within this Master of Ethereum, right? I think I'm just gonna pass here. Jacob. Shh, inside voice, bud. Is that lethal? That might be lethal. Yeah, I think we just can't win now, right? We can't beat a third. Yeah, we just can't beat a third payoff here. Maybe I could have waited and see if they messed up there, but if they played that right, we were just dead. Do I want Chalice on the play? Yeah, I mean, like, that's Modern in a nutshell, right? Like, opponent's deck did their busted Modern thing, so I didn't get to do my busted Modern thing. I think I don't want Dismember on the play. Maybe trim a Garruk. It's a little slow. That still leaves me... I'll trim a Beast Within. Let's do that. Yeah, if you want to beat the Affinity matchup, like, it's not news in Modern that, like, you can play cards to beat the Affinity matchup. It's not a surprise. This hand's kind of tough, right? I don't have a Chalice. I don't have a turn 1 green source. I can't Utopia Sprawl any of my lands. So I think this is a mulligan with Chalice in my deck to mulligan too. It's very close to being good, I agree. If like either of these were a forest or a fetch land or a breeding pool, I think I just have to mulligan this. I also have to mulligan this, unfortunately. Just doesn't do anything fast enough. On the bottom that, looking for ramp. Oh! I just auto-passed my first turn and didn't play a land. Yep, that happened. Alright. Alright, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Hopefully this Chalice of the Void is good. They definitely have draws where Chalice just doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, so like I could have this in play right now if I hadn't messed up. So we're taking 3 infect here. Are we just dead next turn? I think we're just dead next turn. Oh, geez, they have a Spell Pierce? Yeah, we're dead to a land. Alright, well, we're not dead yet. Get another turn here. They must have another counterspell since they didn't activate the other Inkmoth here. Yeah, hand's pretty good. No, not playing this deck to not go for it. Don't interact with me. guys, you need to calm down. That's how I feel right now too, right? That's how I feel right now too, but you gotta just wait for the buffer. That was good timing on their part though. Dude, I know, the buffering sucks. YouTube is terrible. YouTube is terrible, I get it. So, we couldn't beat double interaction, which isn't bad considering I mulliganed to 5 and like missed my first land drop, right? Like, it was pretty close. Yeah, we basically mulliganed to 4, right? Like, we mulliganed to 5, had Emrakul in the opener. I auto-passed my first turn by mistake, just like infinite mistakes. Just bad luck and mistakes, and just still almost got there. It's not buffering because of a bandwidth issue. I have fiber internet. It's buffering because the YouTube app on my smart TV is garbage. That's why it's buffering. I don't think our Tron matchup is bad, but when we get turn 3 card on the draw, we're just gonna die. Hopefully we draw a ramp spell here. Perfect. If we get to put an Emrakul into play next turn, right? We just like animate and polymorph. We have to dodge Karn though. Karn and Oblivion Stone both get us. I unfortunately just can't beat this card game 1. If this was post board and we could put Terastodon into play, we could win the game, but never beating that in game 1. Let's concede, move on with our lives. Is this Jace good enough? I don't know if this Jace is actually good enough or not. The Chromecast doesn't auto-play the next YouTube video, or at least not that I'm aware of. We have a Chromecast hooked to the TV, but it doesn't auto-play the next video. Yeah, like, our chances of winning there are just, like, astronomically small. Just super astronomically small. I think I want these Jaces. Maybe they're just too slow. I guess I can just cast Terastodon when I draw it. I guess I can just cast Terastodon when I draw it. I don't want these other cards, I don't think. Maybe Chalice is good enough. What is Chalice better than? What is Chalice better than? The problem with queuing them up is that the kids want to watch different things at different points. Like, they don't want to watch the same thing all day, so I can't predict what they're going to want me to queue up. I could see... Nissa's a combo piece. Remember, Nissa's a combo piece, chat. Think I'm gonna keep this on the play? Hand's a little slow, but it's got double ramp in it, kinda. We're just gonna get natural Tron. Land, please. Land, please. There are 26 lands in our deck. There are 26 lands in our deck. Alright. And they're gonna get natural Tron and we'll concede to a Karn. Alright. That one's not dead yet. We're not dead yet. Your lands are in, right? I'm really good at flooding on 17 land decks, but 26 land deck, keep a 2-lander, cantrip, never hit my 3rd. Never ever. Flip this out, I suppose. Get railed by an Oblivion Stone next turn. Ooh, do they not have it? That would be so good for us. Guess we get Karn tier 2. They brought in Nature's Claim. And they have Oblivion Stone. Alright. Sometimes they have all the things. I guess they missed a land drop, huh? We could kill one of their Tron pieces here. Yeah, that's fair extras. That's fair. The Garruk has to live though, but I guess we have blockers for it. I could like make a... Oh, that was I was talking to extras. I intended to... Okay, sweet. My opponent's making up for a mistake. I intended to Beast Within during their upkeep, but I clicked through it by mistake. No, I think I'd rather just take them off a land after they missed a land drop. Alright, so now I get to do Garruk. I get to untap 2 lands. I get to make a plant with Nissa. Well, I guess I could just play Call the Herd too. Yeah, I'm just gonna Call the Herd actually. Yeah, I could trade with their beast. And then if we draw a land next turn, we can actually Terastodon them, which is nice. Yeah, competitive leagues are $12. They have a Dismember here. I suppose they get to kill my... That's pretty bad for us. Although I guess I get to chump block this, and then this goes to 1. So if we hit an untapped land, we get to Terastodon them. Hey, Civmaster999 with that $12 donation. Run it back. Thanks for God, fuck you. Just all the things. I mean, okay, I guess we get to run back the line now. Untap these. No, I think if I get to put Terastodon into play, I'm gonna kill one of their lands and 2 of my own. If we just keep killing their lands, we don't care about Oblivion Stone. We just keep killing their lands, we don't care about Oblivion Stone. Now I'll kill 2 of their lands and 1 of my own if we get to Terastodon. This one doesn't even have Defender. It's so much better. It's so much better. It doesn't even have Defender. You dancing? You dancing? Dance, dance. You have another piece of removal. Why would I run Bounce Lands plus Amulets? Isn't that just like a bad version of the other deck then? Like what does that do for me that I'm not already doing? Hey, your mother's home. God bless. You have to have a little bit of quiet on stream. Yep, mommy's home. The deck casts Polymorph on a token creature and then puts a big scary creature like this into play. All right, that's nasty Terasty.
Let's go up. No, let's go up. It'll be fun.
So Terastodon's gonna go ahead and kill 2 of their Tron pieces, and then 1 of our lands, I think, here.
Jake, you want to watch this upstairs?
And then I can go ahead and put 1/1 counters on my creatures, so that way they're bigger than their stuff. So if they want to attack into my planeswalkers, I get to eat some of their stuff. Look at that, we even guessed right on which Tron pieces to kill. This is actually a really sweet game. The flashback call the herd here. I get to go ahead and make another Beastly. I'm gonna go ahead and have this animate itself. I'm gonna go ahead and have Nissa give tokens to all my things. I'm gonna go ahead and crack them with this 11/11. This 5/5, not just the 11/11. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get this game over with. Can we kill them next turn? Hopefully. Haven't actually done the math. So I can animate this. I can animate this. I can have this give itself +1/+1. And then I can have Garruk untap it. And we can go ahead and smash here. I haven't done the math, but I feel like that's their job. So hopefully they're dead here. Garruk overruns for 4. That's his ultimate. They're taking 8 here down to... They have interaction for one of my creatures here. Do they have like another spatial contortion? Why is your defender plant attacking? Because it doesn't actually have defender. This deck generates fun games of Magic. Like, our opponent drew pretty well this game, and we're like... pretty in this. I haven't actually done the thing like the Terastodon's just super castable. It's possible that last turn using the Nissa was wrong. I probably should have plus the Nissa last turn and then spun her down this turn, so that way this treetop block wasn't what was happening. I'd have one more attacker. So I think I used my resources a little bit wrong last turn. They have a Dismember, okay. My 5/5's gone. You're going down to 1 here. You still have a thought not to see your deal. Yeah, I think I should have. Yeah, okay, we won. I should have. I used my planeswalkers wrong that turn though. Nissa was really impressive there. It might be that we want more Nissas in this in my deck. Do I want these Chalice of the Voids? I feel like I don't. Although they brought in Nature's Claim too, which like makes me want Chalice even more. But at the same time, I just like I don't feel like I have any cuts in my deck right now. Like, I feel like all the cards I'm playing are kind of important. I feel like I just want to click submit. The idea behind the Chalice on the sideboard is for decks like Storm or Death Shadow, things like that that really get hosed by it. Like putting Chalice on 2 against Storm is excellent. Like Storm's certainly a hard matchup for this deck, so like Relics plus Chalice, a little bit of Prayer. And Iona's the plan against Storm too. But it's probably still a hard matchup. Gosh, this hand is so close. Although I guess Utopia Sprawl is kind of medium in this matchup, since they can just kill my lands. And like, it's not super exciting, but it's probably fine. I think I just have to bottom anything that's not a blue source here, right? Okay. It's a blue source eventually. Are we just gonna get natural Tron again? Yeah, at least it's just Thought Not Seer, I guess. I mean, it's not Karn, I guess. Glass half full. It's not Karn. We got that going for us. They're in the tank here, so maybe the rest of their hand isn't amazing. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and flip this into play now. We have the search coming off next turn to get us a blue source guaranteed. Getting some deja vu. Yeah, they have spatials and dismembers though, so they could potentially disrupt us. Yeah, we also have the polymorph in our hand too, right? And I think I just destroy 2 Tron pieces on their side again if we get to Terastodon, right? It's just like 2 of theirs, 1 of mine. You see my message? Dogs. Yep. Yep. I mean, we're not playing our deck to not go for it, right? It's 2 of theirs, 1 of mine, right? It's 2 of theirs, 1 of mine. I could go deep and just take 3 of theirs. Is taking 3, just like all 3 of their Tron pieces insane? Do we lose that race? No, I think it's just supposed to be 2 and 1. I think it's supposed to be 2 and 1. Yes. I think 2 and 1. Yeah, I think I could see going either way there, but I agree. I think this bit's slightly better. Do I offer to trade this for 2 of their things and a card draw? It's a real shame I don't have a 3rd creature in my deck. We drew the stupid Terastodon. I don't know that, though. Yeah, you know, it's just Modern in a nutshell. Just Modern in a nutshell sometimes. Just Modern in a nutshell. Destroy 2 Tron lands, just no searching, just natural Tron, just re-natural it. Those are the games that just like make me happy I'm streaming, because like if your opponent, if like one of your buddies comes up to you after a tournament, they like describe that game that just happened to us, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, you're just salty you lost to Tron. No one's actually that lucky. It's like, no, really, they just fucked us. Ad nauseum? Yeah, maybe. I could see having a third creature being correct. I don't know, it's tough because I definitely don't have room in my sideboard for 3 copies of... I don't have room in my sideboard for 3 copies of Terastodon, I don't think, with Iona and everything else we have going on. I'd have to, like, cut Relics or Progenitus or some Chalices to do that. They're just playing blue-white control? Interesting. Jace is a real threat to the format, right? Oh, Staff does put it on the bottom, doesn't it? Yeah, I think you're right, actually. It does. Good call. Good call. Alright, if we hit an untapped land, we get to floop an Emrakul into play. "26 lands later. We've run real cold in this league. I guess we should have known that we were going to run cold in this league after how, like, the other 4 leagues went today. They have Field of Ruin for our breeding pool. Yep. That's good to know. We'll make sure to put those on... Make sure to put those on basics for the rest of the thing. The extra blue in case we draw a Jace. Yeah, it's so funny, the people that were like all up in arms and salty about like the Bloodbraid Elf and the Jace changes. It's like, those cards don't do anything to Modern that Tron doesn't already do at like a much more drastic scale. Like the direction that Bloodbraid and Jace push the format in is no different than the direction that Tron pushes the format in. And Tron is much better. Much better at that. Yeah, I agree, extras. I wish I had played this out. Kinda. Guess I get to kill the Jace here, right? They discarded a Sphere of Safety? So, am I supposed to just put an Emrakul into play here? I feel like I am. I feel like I'm supposed to make them have a thing here. 10 out of 10 would rather play against Jace than Karn, I agree. This is another matchup where, do we want Terastodon or Iona in a matchup like this? What do we think's better? It's probably Terastodon, right? I just want to, like, kill their lands and mine, make some elephants. Need to dodge Wrath here and Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yep. Because then you get Path to Exiled and Oblivion Ringed and Supreme Verdicted. Well, they have Jace, too. They have lots of stuff past just those. You have another path. I thought this was a competitive league, right? Alright, so I want these. I want these. I think Terasti is the card that I want. Do I want Chalice against these control decks? I almost feel like... I want Chalice in the style of match. Just like turn off their visions and their paths. How do I feel about just like cutting a bunch of my ramp? Can I trim some of my polymorphs too? Nah, it has nothing to do with the league, Tom. We've just run pretty poorly in this league. But a pretty healthy mixture of like run bads and them run goods. No, they usually have Cryptic too. So another thing is too, I really don't want to bring in 2 different bombs. I'd like to know what I'm getting when I polymorph. I'm gonna cut 2 of the searches too. Yeah, I agree, extras. I agree. Terastodon's just like also very castable as well, which is nice. I don't think I want to board in Relic when I'm boarding in Chalice of the Void. It's a bit of a non-bow. Just try and ramp up to casting Emrakul. Maybe? I don't know. That seems bad. It seems like it's going to take way too long. I feel like Jace is going to like put us out of a game long before that's relevant. The problem is that Terastodon isn't here for the removal heavy decks. Terastodon is here for the Tron decks, and it just also happens to be fine in these removal heavy matchups. Like, the fact that Terastodon is good against removal heavy decks is a bonus, not the reason we're using it. Also, Progenitus is very, very bad against Liliana of the Veil decks, while Terastodon is okay there. Well, I'm just gonna make a thing, right? I'm gonna kill 2 of their lands and 1 of mine. Maybe just kill this one, probably. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna activate this, and then I'm gonna down tick this, and then next turn I'll down tick, play this down tick, and smash. Seems pretty good. Journey to Nowhere? Good lord. I trade an elephant for my Nissa. Deal. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and attack here for 4. Then we're gonna kill their lands, I think. No! Oh, sorry, that was loud. I'm glad I had the right mana floating. It made me click. All right, I thought we were gonna cast the. Whew, whew. Sorry, that I'm certain that was loud. I'm certain that was loud. You know, I was. Whew. Almost had a moto. Oh, I could have killed the journey. Don't ask me. I missed it. I was so busy being about, I thought I was misclicking that. Could have killed the journey. Yep. Didn't you make the good play, Hogland? Because I missed it. Nissa is so great at breaking Terastodon parity. Yeah, they'd be very dead if I'd have just like blown up all of my lands and had a bunch of them, right? I could have killed all of my lands and then they'd have died this turn. Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. I think Jund is great. I think we're going to play Bloodbraid Elf in the league after this one. That doesn't actually do anything. We're out of things that allows us to do things. So we need to dodge Terminus here. Because I messed up. Yeah, Matt's coming over. Matt is in fact coming over. Do I want to change how we sideboarded? I think I'm happy. Terminus turns on Polymorph. It does actually, doesn't it? I think I'm happy with how we boarded. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Maybe I just want a third Terastodon. I need to test some of the fast combo matchups and see if Iona is worth it. Like, maybe these relics aren't good and I just want, like, 4 Chalice in my board. It seems fine. Play some good, clean, fair magic here. I don't think so. I think, like, a lot of their 1-mana spells are cards like Path to Exile that I want to just lock them off of being able to cast. Search is kind of scary. I don't think they have any turn 3 plays I'm worried about negating. I wonder if I'm supposed to play this to encourage them to Field of Rune my creature land, so that way I can have double blue for Jace next turn. Wonder if that's a thing. That might be a thing. Yeah, I think that was a mistake not playing the Blinkmoth. I think they're going to field here to fix their mana. Yeah, and they're going to take me off that blue source, so I could have put myself in a position to have double blue for Jace next turn. Yeah, we're going to play Jund after this league when Matt gets here. We're 1 and 2? 1 and 2 sounds right. Journey to nowhere. That's rude. Take my democracy points, you capitalist whore. Boris the Wizard, the 300-bit cheer. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wildspeaker, hopefully he resolves. Let me get to untap some of these. Probably have a negate or something up here, though. Yeah. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. What's your team for Cincinnati? It's me, Matthew, and then Andrew. Yep. Hopefully rip a blue source here. The fact that I sequenced poorly that one turn could really come back to bite us here. Where I could have encouraged them to kill the Blinkmoth and give us another one, but we're goddamn professionals. Let's just get this. They're not really pressuring my health total, so I'm just going to go ahead and fetch a breeding pool here. Keep the extra basics on my deck for their Field of Runes and Paths. Just win more in this deck. Jace is in this deck to help you generate card advantage. The fact that he can put things back into our deck for later is upside. It's not the reason we're playing him. Not the reason we're playing him. The fact that he can do that is a bonus. It's not the reason we put him in the deck. Oh, I suppose I should have put these lands back on top of my deck, so my opponent might field me. If they fielded me, I'm going to be sad that I put some of those cards back on top of my deck. Like, I want that Beast Within to kill this Jace. I do not. I haven't really been playing a ton of Paper Magic. Yep, getting punished here, rightfully so. Searching for this isn't optional, so I can't just not search. Although I do get to have Negate up now, which is nice. So I should have put this Jace back on top of my deck instead of that Beast Within. Alright, we hit a staff. That's decent. I'm gonna put these lands back. Play this. Cast this Search for Tomorrow. Shuffle those lands off the top of my deck. I'm just gonna pass the turn here. For those wondering why the Mutavault didn't attack, it just got played this turn, so attacking with it wasn't an option. We're going to have to flip their Search Phrase can't over, but that's really not the end of the world. It's kind of bad for us. I don't know. We'll see. We're getting pretty close to casting this Terastodon. We're also pretty close to just like playing Staff, activating Staff, and then having Negate up while we do all that. Love having a ton of basic lands in our deck. It's great. Weird that they shuffled before brainstorming. Seems loose. Gonna get the perfect Jace here. So, do we think they have 2 counterspells here? What are the odds they have 2 counterspells? Low. So I'm gonna throw this Jace back. Probably actually don't mind the extra. So I'm gonna throw the Breeding Pool back. Throw the extra Nissa back. Do I want to play Staff plus activate Staff here and have Negate up? That seems like it's pretty reasonable. Yep. In the kitchen, under the table, under the counter. They might also just path this. If they path this, I might just let it happen. Yeah, I think I just let this happen and go get my land here. Like, this gives them one more turn with Jace, but, like, I could just make another token next turn and then activate the Staff again. I'm just playing the Jund cards Reed Duke said to play, because Reed Duke's much smarter than the rest of us. That's what you should do. You should listen to people that are smarter than you, and Reed Duke is smarter than us, and he said to play the cards that we're going to play tonight. Took a Serum Visions, is that what it said? Yeah. 90 solid days of memeing, dreaming, and kids screaming. Thanks for all the content, Hogland, Yawgmoth Thrill. Re-upping that Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much, and welcome back. I do appreciate that. Subscriptions, as always, are the best way you could show support for my content here. Memory Adept. Let's nix that one. That one sounds terrifying. If they fight over this, then we should be able to get our Terastodon into play guaranteed next turn. Did not fight over it. It's decent for us, I guess. So See if this Nissa resolves before we do anything. A Jace Storm here to start. If they path our token in response, I want to be able to... what's the word I'm searching for? I want to be able to do something else. Or I want to be able to shuffle those cards away. Mutavault out. Oh, I should have put this basic land back in my deck, right? Mistake. Yeah, because this is my last basic, I think. Yeah, if I would have... I should have put this basic back in my deck. Like, I have another land in play here. Could flashback Call the Herd, but that doesn't seem particularly good. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. Probably Beast within their Jace on, like, their upkeep. So this is a touch awkward because I want a Beast within their Jace, but I don't want them to be able to attack my Jace with their Beast within token. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass here and try and play this now. Because remember, this is going to give them a 3-3, right? And I don't want this 3-3 to be non-summoning stick and attack my Jace for lethal. Just have another Jace. Okay. Taking the Nissa. Interesting. Okay. So they not have another way to... They must not have another path then, right? We have a Call the Herd in our discard pile, though. So I'm going to get to flashback Call the Herd plus Proteus Staff, my elephant, and, like, kill their detention sphere and stuff here. And their Jace. So... I'm going to start by Jace. No, I'm probably going to unsummon with Jace this turn, right? Just, like, unsummon one of their 3/3s. So Terastodon's going to target D-Sphere, Jace, Azcanta. Pass the turn. Do you want some of the beast or the elephant asking the important questions? Are they Oblivion ringing my Terastodon? They're Oblivion ringing my Terastodon. Okay. Okay. I have another Jace in my hand. It's fine. I have another Jace in my hand. They're letting me pick who I keep here. I think I want to keep the Nissa, right? I want to keep the Nissa. That is so good. It locks them off of Path to Exile here. So, what can I do here? So the staff can loop the same Terastodon. So I can polymorph my plant token into a Terastodon, get back this Terastodon, and then loop my Terastodon so I get 9 triggers total. I think that's what I want to do. So I'll kill this, I'll kill this, I'll kill this. I'll kill this, I'll kill this, I'll kill this. Oh, do I need to take them off Cryptic Mana? I don't think I can afford to take them off Cryptic Mana. I don't think I can afford. I think I just lose to Cryptic Command. I think we're in the lose to Cryptic Command territory. Oh, I get to stack my deck too. That's great. I want to draw Nissa next turn, right? I want to draw Nissa next turn. I forgot I got to stack my deck after this too. So it's Nissa, then we'll draw some Batterskulls. Then a Beast Within. Then some Call of the Herds. The order on the rest of those. Okay, this trigger. Gonna kill 3 of my lands here. Don't Cryptic Command me, opponent. Don't Cryptic Command me. Have a heart. All right, so I can... Do I want to loop a Terastodon again here? I can loop the Terastodon and then go Nissa down tick, Nissa down tick. This game's been great. All right. Oh, I could have stacked Negate on top of my deck last turn, right? That probably would have been smarter, drawing a Negate instead of drawing another Nissa. I definitely should have stacked the Negate on top of my deck. If I kill 3 lands here, I lose the game, right? Because then they have too many elephants. And in order to keep them off Cryptic Command, I have to kill 3 of their lands. If I give them 11 elephants, then I could Jace Fate Seal. You know, they get a loot with their Jace, though. If I give them 11 elephants, and then I, like, down tick here, and then make a plant token, then I could... They'll have 11, and I'll have 6 blockers. 7 blockers, is that enough? I take hits from 4. Is that enough? So if I give them 11 attackers, I have 1, 2, 6, this would be 7 blockers. They don't run Cryptic? Are you sure they don't run Cryptic? Can someone find me Saffron Olive's Jace Tribal? We've been looping Terastodons is what happens here. Alright, I'm not gonna play around Cryptic Command then. I'm not gonna play around Cryptic Command then. How many of these are they obligated to block? They could let 2 of them through, and they're obligated to block these 3, so they'll lose at least 3, which means they have 5 attackers on the backswing. I guess they could go block here, block here, block here, and then they have 6 attackers on the backswing. Alright. Your move. Oh, does this leave me dead to them having 1 piece of removal? Yeah, this, if they're double blocking, that makes me feel better. We get to trade a bunch of elephants here. Trading elephants is good for me. I make elephants on demand. What a wild game of Magic the Gathering. Is this the most Terastodon triggers that's ever happened in a game of Magic? What do we think? What do we think, Chad? Is this the most Terastodon triggers that has ever happened in a single game of Magic the Gathering? Detention Sphere gets rid of their elephants too. Detention Sphere gets rid of their elephants too. It's all the same name. This is Commander. Terastodon is our commander. Oh no! They drew fucking Mystic Gate! Oh no, chat! Can we actually win the game still? Can we? Oh no! Oh, I don't remember how we stacked our deck. I hope it was in a good way. I hope we stacked our deck in a useful way. Negate. Yeah, I'm gonna bottom that one. Go. Maybe I'm just supposed to give them negates and just keep them off of, we do have creature lands, you're not wrong. We do have creature lands. I'm just supposed to, like, keep them off of detention spheres and oblivion rings. Oh, geez, what a beating. I guess I should have blown up more of their lands, right? That was my mistake. I should have blown up more of their lands. How many Beast Withins are left in my deck? 2. Okay, Jace is just scrying for us now. It's a Beast Within. Okay. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna Jace Storm here and see what we left on top. Some Batterskulls and some Beast Withins. Alright. Alright. I feel like I don't have... We can kind of stack with the staff, but remember, like, it costs us it costs us a creature to stack with the staff, so it's not free. Alright, so let's think about how we want to stack here. Because this is important, because I don't want to do this every turn. Alright, so I probably want to draw a bunch of creature lands, right? So I have this Batterskull and this Negate, so I probably want to stack just my creature lands right in a row. I guess I could stack Garruk on top. I kind of want to leave up the Negate though, right? So I think I'm going to stack Mutavault, Garruk, Treetop, Beast Within, some Call the Herds, and some Batterskulls. And I can kind of reorder this, right? Based on... Oh, I should probably have put Explorers on top, actually. Alright, whatever. Really matter at this point. Just try not to time out. I've only got 6 minutes left. Modern is so busted. It's cracked in half. We broke it. Can I undo? I actually am unsure if I can undo. They have Blessed Alliance. Okay, I just want to get through more of my deck here. I guess I know they have Blessed Alliance in hand now, so I'm just going to put this Wildspeaker into play. Yeah. I'm going to go Treetop Village Wildspeaker. Make a plant, make a beast. I'm probably going to Beast Within this one next turn. No, this is game 3. This is game 3. We have plenty of time. We have plenty. It's 5 minutes is plenty of time for this game. Yeah, the Blessed Alliance doesn't really matter. They drew a land. That's good for us. So I get to put Mutavault into play this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and Jace Storm. I have Call the Herd as well. I probably want to do that, right? Just get like the most 1/1 counters on things. But I kind of want to attack their Jace, right? So I want to animate this. I could cast this, or I could put the Mutavault. I'm probably supposed to just cast this. And then I'll minus here. And then I'll minus here. All these are going to lose 1 power. So I'm going to send this one. Elephants and Jaces are natural enemies. So that one at that Jace. This one at this Jace. This one at this Jace. This one at this Jace. I guess this also... They're going to be able to flash back a Wrath, right? They can flash back a Wrath with this one. But I still have 2 creature lands, like I'm going to get to clean up after the fact there. So that seems fine. Oh, these don't even have points of attack. I'm only doing 1 here. This keeps us off of alting, though, which is nice. So we definitely can't beat that alt, right? Go. So this is like certainly a Wrath, which means I can't attack with a Beast next turn, which makes the Blessed Alliance better.
I guess I got the key.
Thank you for the key.
I thought, well, I said that.
Haha, my beasts and elephants have different... Dad, what? Go upstairs, please. Go upstairs, please. Your mother would like to see you.
No, I don't.
You're taking my Nissa, okay. Are they going to flashback Supreme Verdict then? This has to be flashback verdict, right? Yep, so our flashback verdict here. Then I'm gonna get to kill their Jace with Treetop plus Mutavault here, which is good for us. And then they're basically on nothing, right? So not casting Batterskulls this turn. Declan, you need to calm down, bud. Yeah, stacking your deck is decent. Stacking deck is decent confirmed. Flashback this Call the Herd for 4 mana. And they're dead on board, right? Call the Herd. It's like green lingering souls. Get them while they're hot. And this is one of the reasons why I really like this deck, is it's got this sweet combo kill in it, but it also just, like, randomly can grind people out because of the creature land plan and, like, the Garruks and the Nissas and stuff. Wrath my elephant, yep. Are they dead? They're not quite dead yet, right? There's not a land in my top few cards, so I stacked my deck poorly. Let's go call, flashback call here. But a number of Lumbering... No, I don't think Lumbering Falls is very good. We had one Lumbering Falls in the deck list yesterday, and it's just too expensive to activate. I replaced Lumbering Falls with a Treetop Village. No, I don't think so, Marty. I think that's just... They draw another sweeper. Kinda. I mean, this doesn't name tokens, right? So they're just gonna die to this Negate in my hand. They'll just be dead to this Negate. They named Mutavault here. They're also... Yeah, they're just dead to the Negate. So they're at 9, and we know their last card is Blessed Alliance. They're hoping to kick it. Beep beep, pop in my 3/3 shaped Jeep here. Modern's such a wild format. There's so many weird things that go on in it. There's 16 cards left in their deck, 17 cards left in our deck. Alright. Alright, we're 2-2 after running a little bit cold. This thing is a well-tuned machine. That was a lot. We made some elephants that match, chat. We made some elephants. Yeah, the Batterskulls might not be necessary. The more I play, the idea was that the Batterskulls would let us be a little bit grindy, but honestly, it feels like we have grindy elements without needing the Batterskulls. Backup Colony Hearts probably... Nah, I'm gonna bottom that. I agree. I think I agree that the Batterskulls are not stellar. I think, like, Nissa's really overperformed, so I could honestly just see going up to 4 Nissas. I could see just, like, going up to 4 Nissas being right. Hey, bud. Yeah, that was a wild match. The Terastodons were kinda silly. The Terastodons were really quite silly. So turn 3, we're going to be able to activate the staff. Okay, so they don't have any of their scary affinity payoffs here, which is great for us. So hopefully our Emrakul is just going to get to flip out and do its thing. Perfect. Huh. Yeah, random jeweler is Steve, man. So if we can dodge Galvanic Blast and Spell Pierce here, we'll be able to get him. What's going on, Iron? Yeah, this deck is sweet. It's got sweet combo lines, and it's got sweet grindy lines. I'm kind of in love. And its combo is, like, certainly more unfair than anything Kiki Court can put together, right? Alright, sweet. We're gonna need to put an Emrakul into play here, chat. Bloop. Your move, Yugi boy. Come and get her. Come and get the Big Mama. Big Mama is here and she is hangry. Very, very hangry. Alright. Floop that pig right on into play. It's just Dismembers and the Beast Withins when we're on the draw. Pull these Batterskulls out of here. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do. I don't know that I'm happy with the sideboard. I think the Batterskulls are the slots I'm not in love with in the main deck, and the sideboard definitely needs some work still. Get flooped, opponent. That match against the blue-white control deck really makes me think some Jaces in the 75 is good. Just like we wouldn't have ground out that blue-white control matchup the way we did without Jace's help. Affinity does make me want Elishnorn. Yeah, that could I could see that being the card we want. Like I said, Elishnorn is definitely a card I considered. I don't know. It's tough. Like, their Arcbound Ravager draws still kill Elishnorn, so... Chalice for 0 on the play is okay. Not amazing, but it's okay. Do I want to keep this? I don't have any cheap creature tokens. I don't have a polymorph, so we can mulligan here. Yeah, seems pretty good. Love a land on top of my deck. Yes, polymorph can be removal for their creatures. We had someone Graph Diggers cage us, and we just started turning our cards on them as like removal spells. It was quite excellent. Quite excellent. Steel Overseer is very scary. Hopefully we draw Dismember. Dismember might not even be the card we want. Honestly. We get to put Emrakul into play next turn, right? We're gonna Search will come off Suspend, we'll Shock, we'll Animate, we'll Polymorph. All right, chat. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna catch this league? I'm so excited we might catch this league. They don't have any interaction up, chat. We're gonna get to put Emrakul into play. Gonna get to floop the big mama out here. All right, your move. We're currently 2-2, and we're up a game here. Elish also would have been lights out here, which is something to consider. Ha! Victory! Luck, skill, victory. Mostly luck, mostly luck. A little bit of victory. All right, so thoughts on the Polymorph deck. Still really like this deck. Really like this deck. Batterskull was kind of poop. I'm gonna cut those. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, like really overperformed every time we drew her, so I want to get a third copy of her in this deck. Only want a third one of her. What do I want this last main deck slot to be? I don't think I want a third Nissa. It could just be another Beast Within. Like, Beast Within is pretty good. Like, randomly steals us games. You can see that being a thing we want to do. I'm not sure if Iona is something we want in the sideboard. I'm not sure if Dismember is a card we want. I'm not sure if Relic's a card we want. So, the Iona is here because Burn and Storm are probably bad. I could just move the second Jace into the main deck. That doesn't seem unreasonable too. I could just do this. Like, Jace is just like a generally good card. I can see the fourth call being okay too. I kind of don't mind just like putting the second Jace in. But maybe the format's not grindy enough for that. I don't know. I'm going to have to put some more thought into it. But I definitely want to cut the Batterskulls. And I'm not quite sure what I want. What I want the last card to be. Or it could be another call, could be a beast, could be the second Jace in the main deck if I want to hedge fair decks. And then the sideboard, I need to figure out if this is a good card or not. These Dismembers might just be not good enough against the aggressive decks. I think that might be the case, honestly. I could see maybe testing Elish Norn in those slots as a transform choice, but like Emrakul's pretty good against those aggressive decks too. Call the Herd's been really good. Call of the Herd's been really fantastic. Yeah, I could see something like Creeping Corrosion or Hurkyl's Recall just being like a lights out for Affinity, but like Affinity's not that popular, and I feel like our just like random fast combo draws are like reasonable against Affinity, so I'm not sure that I want narrow cards for just Affinity. I'm not sure that I want narrow cards for just Affinity. Like, Lantern's basically become a non-deck. Lantern's basically become a non-deck. I don't think we have enough colorless mana for Warping Whale. Warping Whale is actually really sweet if we could afford to cast it, but I don't think I can skew the mana base to make Warping Whale castable. At any rate, I don't really like to sit and build decks on stream. I'll think about them off stream and like post about them in Discord when we're talking with things. But so these are the changes I would make for the main deck, and I'm going to think on the sideboard. We're definitely going to be running this back. Marty earlier said he wanted to put his $25 donation towards more blue-green polymorph. So I think we're going to do that for sure. Actually, and someone sent a $12 donation, right? So we'll put blue-green polymorph back in the queue with an extra 25 behind it. So let me do that now, actually. All right, I think we're gonna play some Jund now. I think Matt's on his way over. I think we're gonna Jund some idiots out. Yavimaya Coast cast Warping Whale. That's actually really interesting. Maybe we'll try something like that, because that's a card that's like removal, it's a combo piece, and it's an anti-combo card as well. No, I don't think Charter Course is very good. So, yeah, maybe Yavimaya Coast. I don't know. I really don't want to give up. I love the fact that we get to play this many basics and like Field of Rune dot format it kind of feels like we're in. But maybe Yavimaya Coast is cool. Alright, Juns. Did I want to change anything in this? I don't think so. Duke built this deck and he's far smarter than I am, so probably just want to run it back. Got some basic lands. I don't know that we need cantrips in the deck like Serum Visions. I feel like we just have a lot of redundancy. We just have a lot of redundancy in the deck, so we don't need the cantrips to like find our cards. We have such a reasonable backup plan when we're not comboing that like I feel like we can just afford to just like dirtle around and not combo for a little bit. No, I'd rather just play Jace. Jace is definitely the better way to get Emrakul back into your deck.